Hello and welcome to another episode of the Amadeus Mobility Talks. Today I have the pleasure talking with Richard Lowden. Richard is the founder and CEO of Green Motion International. Richard, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Peter. It's a real pleasure to be here. And once again, thank you for asking me to support Amadeus Mobility.
These are exciting times for Green Motion. With the recent acquisition of USAFE and your global expansion, can you tell us a little bit more what is happening with your company?
Absolutely, Peter. I'd be delighted to. So Green Motion was founded back in 2007 and was built on a franchise platform, meaning each and every one of our locations is owned and operated by a franchisee across the world. Fast forward to today, the Green Motion brand currently sits in 70 countries with over 600 operational locations. However, there was one market that was evading us, which was the United States. So we sought growth through acquisition and were fortunate enough to buy the American car rental brand USAFE, along with its franchise network, which gave us immediate and very important strategic footprint in the country and really allowed us to broaden the array of products and services that we offer our global customer base.
Green Motion joined the Amadeus Mobility portfolio of partners recently, and now Green Motion is even one of the launch partners for Amadeus Value Cars. Richard, what was behind your decision to join this exciting project we have here in Amadeus at such an early stage?
Well, while this project is still at its early stages, it's probably fair to say that Amadeus is one of the most respected mobility partners within the marketplace. So to be honest, it was a no-brainer when we were asked to join, and we're very privileged with the fact that you invited us to be one of the launch partners supporting this very, very important project.
Being partner of Amadeus Value Cars obviously will enable Green Motion to reach new Amadeus customers, a wider customer base. But what other benefits do you see being a partner of this project of Value Cars?
Well, it's fair to say that the actual marketplace is becoming much more competitive. It's a very different landscape as we come out of the pandemic. And I think it's important that as we focus on the further collaboration between our companies, that we're able to really understand what the customer wants, work together on delivering that, and keep fine-tuning the experience for the customer.
You touched on the changing landscape in the mobility industry. Now focusing a little bit on the consumer, what consumer behavior changes do you really foresee?
As I alluded to, we've sort of come into a sort of new trading pattern that's post-pandemic. And during that time, the majority of customers were very selective on the service that they required. And there's some residue of that where the customer very much wants to really have a frictionless experience. So pre-pandemic and certainly through the pandemic, we've been very much focused on improving that overall experience for the customer, removing the friction wherever possible. And this is where the collaboration with yourselves is very, very important because we need to work together to enhance that experience that allows the customer to pretty much have the experience they want. Now, we've achieved this with our product Key and Go, which allows the customers essentially to do a lot of pre-registration work. So we're essentially doing all the heavy lifting before the customer actually arrives at destination. This means that when they arrive, they can literally walk straight to the counter, collect their key and go. One caveat, we obviously still need to see the driving license so we can verify the customer's identification for insurance purposes. But other than that, they literally can walk in and grab their car and continue their journey and hopefully their business trip or holiday.
That very much confirms what we are seeing in our market research, in our studies. Can you pick one concrete example, Richard, how you respond to these changes in consumer behavior?
As I said, it's very important to listen to the consumer, understand what the consumer is actually looking for. I mean, we are a very vital part of the mobility process and the entire travel process. The customers are literally demanding that they want a frictionless, carefree experience. Hiring cars is actually quite a complicated process. Our job is to make sure the customer doesn't see that complication and just enjoy his experience. And as such, working with yourselves is a real delight. We're looking forward to continuing that evolutionary process.
And how does Amadeus support you in all these initiatives and changes you're doing?
I've mentioned a couple of times collaboration, and I think this is probably the single most important aspect. The way car hire has been sold for many decades is a disjointed process in itself. And the job between ourselves and Amadeus is to make sure that we can join all these dots together. And as I said before, remove that friction for the customer and make sure that they actually get the experience that they've signed up for.
To conclude, Richard, can you just in one sentence describe the partnership between Green Motion and Amadeus?
Thanks, Peter. I could probably do it in 3 words, and those 3 words are the same word, which is collaboration, collaboration, collaboration. It's been a fantastic journey so far with Amadeus. It's been super exciting working on the Value Cars project, and we're looking forward to many more successful years ahead of us.
Richard, thank you so much for that interview. It was really a pleasure talking to you. And to the audience, thank you very much for watching, and please stay tuned for another edition of the Amadeus Mobility Talks.
Thanks, Peter. Real pleasure to work with you.